All right, how's it going? So, I just want to start this off with literally one of the best things I watched online is Big Les Show. And the reason I'm talking to you about it now is because a few years ago, a few days ago is my it was my birthday, right? Now, I don't really care about my birthday. It's not that important to me. It's I forgot about it until my mom said happy birthday to me. And then it was about 5 a.m. It's Ramadan, so I was eating suhoor. It's for half four actually. I was eating my pizza toast. And then my mom said, "Oh, happy birthday, by the way." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then the first thing that came into my mind was I did this birthday presents. Come on, chop chop. But of course, don't really care about any of that. But the reason I did it was because in um, it was in the Big Les show. There's a part where it's Father's Day, and at exactly midnight he wakes up. Does yeah, you just gotta watch it. It's about I think it's the fifth episode of season one. I'm not gonna put a clip because I don't want to infringe on the guy's creative work. You've got to see it. You've got to experience it for yourself. But it is so good, man. And yeah. So Big Les Show is quite literally, I think, one of my most favorite pieces of media, which is a bit crazy to say because I think like the first few seasons or nearly all of it, or all of it is done on MS Paint, and the first few seasons are done on a trackpad on the guy's laptop when he was still in school or uni. I don't know, but to me, it's so because it captures exactly what you'd think Australian humor would be. Um, all the conversations are like natural and pretty funny as well, and all the characters have like such strong Australian accents. And one of my favorite things to do. There's a character called Sassy the Sasquatch, which I actually watched his or that specific thing before I watched the Big Les show a few years ago. Um, and Sassy the Sasquatch, he has his catchphrase, "What are you talking about?" And I love doing that whenever, whenever I'm kind of rage baiting my younger brother because he's so easy to rage about. What are you doing, about? After I've kind of pissed him off a little. His other one is you fucking drug out. It is so good, man. So I kind of came into this with crazy energy just because I, I just finished watching an episode of it and I was like, you know what? The people need to watch this. The people need to see it. And all two people that see it, including my friend, I know he's watching this right now because he's a real one. They need to watch it. I don't care what you got going on. Night of the Seven Kingdoms is pretty good. I might talk about that at some point. But it's very rare that it's because the Big Les you think is all comedy, and then at some point it just turns into an actual like storyline about. Um, well, it gets more fleshed out as you go. I'm not gonna spoil it if you do watch it, but it is so good. Um, and I dare say it's one of the things I'm quite passionate about, just because in my day to day life, as I mentioned, on my birthday, the whole presents, uh, which again didn't really care about, um, but yeah. So right now it just seems like I'm doing an an unpaid advert for that, which I'm not. It's just one of my favorite things, and I think um, in the future I may talk about a certain K drama I watched, which which is funny because at one point in my life I said I'd never watch any of that, and the first one I watched kind of just unironically one of the best things I've watched. But the Big Les show is also brilliant, just because it's one guy who's done it on MS Paint on his laptop on a trackpad, and all the voices he does nearly all the voices. I think bar a few. I think he doesn't do There's like one or two characters that sound Scottish. He doesn't do them. Um, and he doesn't do one of the Sasquatches called Scruffy, I think, and a bird actually a bird called Owly, who's not actually an owl. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty good. Well, not other than that, I'm saying that as if it's a bad thing. It's quite literally one of my favorite things. I don't know how many times I said it now, but it is. Um, and a lot of time, like, just the other day, uh, one of my friends asked me something, so I had to respond with a, oh yeah, nah, yeah, 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 nah, yeah, yeah, nah, yeah, nah, it's alright, because you know why the flip not. I also like to do the thing, because again, why the flip not. So while people might see the first episodes, admittedly they do kind of look like shit. Still better than what a lot of you can draw, yeah. So don't judge, okay? It's on MS Paint with a trackpad, and it's slightly animated, so you've got no reason to judge. Um, but it's pretty good. Um, and I think the reason it encapsulated me as well, because Sassy the Sasquatch, it starts off, really funny, there's like this, I don't know, like a sloth thing. It's just butwing, butwing, butwing. Oh, it's funny, funny. And then he starts having a bunch of fun. Like it's a lot of drug jokes. The show has a lot of drug jokes. Sassy the Sasquatch, Big Les, Donnie and Clarence, all of it. The whole thing is Australian and drug jokes. That's the main comedy focal point. But I think Sassy the Sasquatch takes a different route, where the story itself becomes a bit more about grief, and about halfway through it just becomes so weirdly deep. I won't say profound, but it becomes so weirdly deep, and I think that kind of enamored me with the show itself, which is why I love it so much. But yeah, as I was saying, just had to go do something. Um, with my daily yap, I might do a second yap just after this. I thought maybe I'll do a bit more of a profound one, just like a more reflective one. And Sassy the Sasquatch is it appears in one of my other friends like algorithm for real. So he not Sassy the Sasquatch, sorry, the Big Les show. It appears on his reels quite a bit, and he sends it to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, you gotta watch it, mate. And he keeps sending me, he's like, you know what, I've got to watch it at some point. It's just that good, even from the clips. It's just that good. Because a lot of people like Aussie humor. People, to me, the accent itself is just funny. I found the accent funny since I was a kid. When I was back in school, I just sometimes do it just because the accent itself is funny to me. So anything they say is funny to me. Anyway, that was a completely pointless yap. See ya.